Or if y'all have cool in line, I could.
Yo, what's up, geeks and nerds? It's Dr. Geekly here and Lexi, and we're from Geek and LL Podcast. We talk about movies, games, anime, all that. We recently just got into an event of a Dragon Ball Z convention, kahamaecon, and we're here with a lot of guests talking about our experiences of it. So, yeah, let's begin. Uh, oh, yeah, and our guests, y'all should introduce yourselves.
Hi, everybody. For those that actually actually know me in the web, I am Lady Zamasu, aka Black Rose Cosplay, Black Rose Cosplays. I've been doing a whole bunch of I've been into the Dragon Ball community ever since I was a teenager in my high school years, but I didn't actually get into the internet Dragon Ball community until late 2017. So I've been around for quite a while. Thank you for having me here. I very much appreciate it. Thank you for the invitation.
Mm-hmm.
Although, again, I'm sorry about the mic quality. I could have done better, but for those that don't know, I just recently moved. So I'm still waiting for my table so I can set myself up completely so I can go back to streaming and whatnot. But yeah, thank you for having me here. I appreciate it.
Of course. And Nico?
Hey everybody, so I'm Nico. I'm a cosplayer. So with Dragon Ball Z, I've been on and off with it since I was like 10 because I kind of grew up in Japan. So it's like big, but not really big over there. So I kind of went to Kamehacon as a favor to a friend, and I kind of like really like Android 21.
Felt
Wait. You were born and raised in Japan?
I grew up there.
that is cool.
That is cool. But we'll go around the table, talk about what we like about Dragon Ball Z, what got us into it, and what we like about Kamehacon, our experiences. And we'll let none other than Lexi say what she liked about it.
Start off right with me, okay?
That's right,
Um,
Lexi.
well, we'll go back. I got into Dragon Ball Z with my nephews because they started watching it. And I was the type that was not really big into, I seen like animes like Akira, and stuff like that. But I didn't get any deeper than that. And they were telling me everything like that. And I kind of started late into it. Like when I started watching it, it was during the Cell Saga. So I did get to see the androids, and I'm like, heck yeah. So Android 18 was the one who actually like hooked me. And I did go back and like rewatch like the Frieza saga and all that before, just to get caught up, so I knew what the heck they were talking about. Um, and I've been a fan ever since. Wasn't too much of a GT fan at all. And I'm not the only one.
Chi Chi is Chi Chi.
Chi Chi.
I don't know how else to explain it. Chi Chi's just Chi Chi.
Oh no, we're talking about GT.
Oh, Chi Chi, my bad. Oh,
Yes,
my bad.
GT.
I thought you were talking about Chi Chi,
No, I will
but
always be a GT fan like from the beginning.
Right. I mean, there's good things about GT on mid, but there's something that could have made it a lot better. I'll be honest there.
we got Super Saiyan 4 from GT, though. We can thank that.
We can think that for sure. But I feel like if they would have made Pan either Super Saiyan or they would have changed Pan with Goten instead of and with Trunks, like side by side, it'd be better.
I think they should have continued more on the GT story instead of switching it to like more of like the Super and all that because it kind of muddles the story, at least to
It
me.
really
'Cause
does.
I just like
Super was
GT in the beginning.
fantastic, though. Super was so good.
Bro, I can tell you
I
all
like
stories that
Super more for like the cosplay aspect. The story wise is just kind of annoying. We know he's gonna end up going to a whole nother level and he's gonna win. It's like we all know what's gonna happen.
Man, it's what would y'all? Okay, well, we'll go with Nico now. What got you into Dragon Ball?
Yeah, what got me into it probably was as I said, I grew up in Japan, so it's like I've always liked Asian stuff like that in anime. But when it came to Dragon Ball, it was like for kids TV.
Fuck yeah.
Like, yeah, I would have literally watched that like every Saturday, like cartoons on base, just G next time on Dragon Ball GT. So it's like awesome. One of the cartoons that I am definitely watching.
Man, it's
So yeah, like GT started it all.
GT started it all. What about you, Lady Damasu?
Yo, y'all better strap in because I have a long ass story for this one. I actually made a whole like 25-minute video about it. So first of all, I got introduced to Dragon Ball via Goku and Vegeta's like Gallic Gun and Kamehameha battle when I was a little kid. But I didn't know too much about Dragon Ball back in the day, so I kind of just like swept my mind a little bit. And then fast forward like maybe a month or two or a few years, not into like my preteen years, but before that gap. I saw Dragon Ball Z Kai through Kids WB slash 4Kids and the Saturday morning analog. And I didn't really get into it back in the day, but we can fast forward to when I was starting high school. For those that do not know, I actually moved from Texas to Chicago for high school because my mom found a job opportunity back then. I was literally there, new setup, like new friends. I had nobody to like hang out with. I was literally just like me, myself, and I and my brother. So my mom, she started working at this golf course and she'd take us with her and we'd just like chill out in the main house where they did like what's it called, like weddings and parties and whatnot, and there was like a downstairs and they put on some TV for us. So this is very 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 funny, and this is why nobody is going to top Cell for my favorite villain ever. They switched that TV on, and Cell was literally going from semi to perfect. I swear to God. So that immediately caught my eye, and I'm like, oh shit!
So you had your nerd awakening.
You had her nerd awakening.
I had my nerd awakening. I saw that, I'm like, oh my fucking God, that's so cool. I saw Cell, I'm like, that's my hubby.
That's my hubby.
And then after that, I was still going to high school, and our library actually needed some help with some more books that they could get. So I'm like, hey, can you get the Dragon Ball Z manga? And then that's where I actually read through everything all the way to the Boo Saga. And then I super got into it after high school, and I started up my Lady Z channel.
Okay, that's a lot to unpack. After you're like,
That's
that's
a
my
lot.
hubby. Like, oh my God, yeah, it's for
Although
me.
I did make a whole panel mad, or the whole crowd mad at me
She
during
did
my
make
question at the con.
You gotta explain. You can't just get the tip and say,
Okay, so what day was this? Because like, where was I?
What day was it? It was Saturday, and they were asking us what our favorite Dragon Ball Z moment was. And I walked up
It was when
there.
Cell killed Gohan.
Oh, was this
I
during
just-
like the costume contest?
it was
No,
around that area.
yeah, it was on the
Oh.
other stage, like over on the other stage.
Yeah. Okay.
And they asked me what my favorite moment was, and I go, call me biased, because, I was Android 18 for 3 days. So I go, call me biased, but when Android 18 breaks Vegeta's arm. And you heard the
That's
whole
funny.
crowd boo me. It was so great.
I'm literally looking away. I'm like over here, like, oh God, why'd you say that? Because there's like Vegeta fans out the butt, like around the area, and I'm like, oh God, you're gonna get jumped by so many Vegetas.
You know what, Lexi? Let me top you. I love it when Cell broke the absolute shit out of Vegeta. That was my favorite.
I think everybody's favorite thing is just Vegeta getting whooped on.
Oh my God! And it's like look. There was one cosplayer who cosplayed as Vegeta, and he yelled out at Lexi saying, "Oh come on!"
I was just waiting for someone to say that's my Bulma when Bulma walked by, and no one did it. I'm like, boo.
Boo. That's my phone. But no, it's like straight up. When she said that, I was like, oh God, Lexi, don't say it. She's like, call me biased. And I'm like, oh God, don't do it. She's like, but when Android 18, I'm like, okay, maybe it'll be something good. Broke Vegeta's arm. I'm like, oh my God.
The way I said it too.
And the funny thing is, there's always something wrong with that specific arm from Vegeta
He
for
has
the rest of the
physical
freaking
therapy.
game.
He has
Like every single time, it's that specific arm that gets hurt. Like, what did 18 do to you, brother?
it's like Vegeta had to go to physical therapy after this. It's like, he did.
What did I say to somebody who was cosplaying as Vegeta? I walked up to him, I go, how's the arm? And I walked on past him.
Yeah. Then
Uh,
she seen a Hercule and said, "Hey, where my 18 or 80 million Zenny or 18 million Zenny?" And he ran away.
Yeah. I go, where's my Zenny?
Like everyone there was either cosplaying Goku or Vegeta, and I was like, oh, can we get
Or
some niche characters?
17. There was so many 17s. Holy
Yeah,
cow.
17's easy though.
Like I was a little disappointed I didn't see more 18s, you know?
not yet.
It's better than that. At least you had a few. I was the only 21.
Right?
Like
I was
I seen
expecting
like maybe 2 the whole time there.
I was expecting to see some 21s because that is a fan favorite Android. And I'm looking around. I'm like, where is some form of Android 21? I seen paintings, but I'm like, I don't see cosplayers.
I did 21, but it's like my friend Lily told me I can't do the tail. I'm like, I want to do the tail. He's like, you're not painting yourself pink. I'm like, okay.
There was actually
Sure,
somebody
I
on
wanted to tell.
Sunday that actually
That's
painted
what
herself pink.
that's what I'm gonna do next year when we go to Texas. Is I'm gonna do 21 one day, and I'm gonna go completely pink.
Bro,
You
yeah,
know, I
hopefully
just
they
did
will
her
come to
red.
Texas.
Like, I literally just did 21, like her regular self, but she's in like the Majin outfit. And I was like, I don't feel like doing everything.
Right. I
I
mean, that.
found a guy. If you
That's a
guys
deal.
are interested, I can send you guys links. There's a guy who makes tails on Etsy that actually move when you walk.
I
Oh
think
yeah,
they're
I've seen
expensive
those. I'm
though.
working on a prototype for that.
A
I'm like,
prototype.
that is so fucking cool. I gotta
Yeah,
do this.
like I am a full blown cosplayer. I make everything I wear.
Right.
I mean, me and Black Rose were talking a lot about cosplays. I do masks.
We were.
But
Yeah, like outside of like Dragon Ball, I do a whole bunch of Pyramid Head cosplays.
that sounds like I like Dragon Ball. I only have like 3 characters that I tend to do, like 21, Chilai, and like I cannot remember the other one because I don't really do a lot of Dragon Ball cosplay. Like
Yeah.
I do cosplays spanning from Has Been Hotel all the way to the Owl House.
Oh
No,
God.
yeah, I don't have too many Dragon Ball cosplays either. Like the only ones that I have are the Cell one and then my Princess Trunks, which I didn't bring because it was a bit much for since I came from Texas and then I had to go all the way to NJ. I didn't want to do too much,
Yeah.
cargo.
Back up.
Oh,
Did you say Princess Trunks?
Yes, Princess Trunks.
Explain that one. I don't care what you have to say. I'm just
It's
curious.
it's literally a female Trunks in his usual outfit, but with a crown on.
I was thinking that. I was thinking more like a Cinderella dress, like purple,
That'd be so cool.
and he wears a tiara, and it's like he has a sword, or mixed with a
Bro,
wand.
I
Like
do want to do something like that,
that
but
sounds more like a Princess Vegeta thing.
I don't know how I'm gonna pull that off.
man. But if I had to guess what got me into Dragon Ball, I watched it from the Android saga, and all I know is I seen a guy that was freaking out. Trunks was about androids, robots, and I'm like, okay. So he seemed pretty cool. He like I seen him kill Frieza, like just one slice. I'm like, this dude pretty cool. Frieza seems kind of important, so I rewatched it all, and it just made it even more impactful after I seen Trunks just annihilate Frieza. And
Bro, it was like it took like
Okay,
Goku
my
how many fucking
controversial take on
episodes?
Frieza. No, go ahead. Like my controversial take on Frieza is like I low key love how racist he is.
Right. See, Dragon Ball can be racist sometimes. I'll be honest, and I'll be straight to the
It's
point.
just too funny. You know what it's aimed at, but it's like they're aliens, so you can't get mad. But it's so messed up. It's hilarious.
No, I can be mad at Dragon Ball just for one moment. It's only for Mr. Popo.
Yeah,
Frieza-
that
Frieza's
we're just not
literally
gonna acknowledge that.
Oh my god.
Like the only
No.
racism allowed in Dragon Ball is from Frieza. Everything else is just like okay.
Okay, but no, Frieza is straight up racist. I don't care what anyone says. He's the only, but he is a shit talker. But he backs that shit up.
Not always. Frieza gets his ass handed to him multiple times, especially with his tail. Like how you walking around half androided out, and you still say you could destroy a whole universe, but you had to go get your big daddy to come save you. Like nah, like you had to call your dad and still lost.
His dad got his ass
daddy's
whooped too.
voice.
It's like wait till I bring my dad with me, and it's like straight up, and he's like, I'll whoop your dad's ass too. Shit.
No, yeah, because Trunks literally whooped Frieza's dad's ass.
He whooped, and then he
Wasn't his name Cooler?
no,
Like Frieza and
Cool.
Cooler.
No, Frieza and King Code. That's what his dad's name was.
Yeah, King Cold.
I thought it was Cooler.
that's-
Who was that?
No, Cooler's his brother.
Oh, they still suck.
No, what got me was when King Code literally like was acknowledging Trunks' power, like you beat my son with the sword. It must be magical. And Trunks like, you wanna hold it? He's like, he showed it up to him, and he just sliced him. He's like, it ain't the sword, it's me. Like that messed me up so bad. I'm like, Trunks is just a badass in general. He was mysterious. But now that I think about it, if I was a Z fighter and I seen Trunks, I would have PTSD every time I seen him because I'm like, what shit do you have to bring to us now?
I gotta like more when they're coming out of hell because it's just so hilarious. They're always fighting. I'm like, dude, you're in hell. Like you're not really coming out of here.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. But no. But
Right,
no,
and Goku goes down to hell to try to fight everybody. I'm just like, this is the dumbest thing you can do. But go off, King.
Yep. But no, straight up, what gets me was watching Dragon Ball. Android Saga just blew me away. Trunks did. Perfect Cell, all that
Hell
did,
yeah.
and especially Super Android 13, all that got to me. I just love the androids in general. But yeah, then I rewatch it, and Frieza is straight up racist, I'll be honest. But there were some points that I would change, like make some people canon, make some people not as canon, and
Yeah, kind of get rid of
Fine.
Mr. Popo.
yeah, we don't
Mr.
talk about
Popo's
the Popo.
just
He's
there.
just there. But no, if y'all could,
And Yamcha.
oh my
Ugh.
god, y'all just a joke now, man. Like, y'all can all
So
make-
Japan actually made a giant statue of Yamcha in his fetal position
Oh,
with the crater and everything. And I'm just like, wow, you are a joke of multiple universes.
right.
But he thinks you were strong enough for Bulma.
There's a meme I seen where it was like Vegeta singing. He's like, "Give me my banjo," and he's like, just starts stringing it up, and he's like, he starts singing, what's it called? Oh yeah, sorry, hello darkness, my old friend, and then he said, "Don't you got that ass beat again?" And I'm looking, and he's like, and he said, "Oh, and also I stole your girl," and I'm looking at it, I'm like, Vegeta, you don't gotta go that hard on him.
No, but Yamcha seriously thought he could get Bulma back at any time. Like, she's married with 2 kids and you still coming back for her.
He's like, "Hey, I'm
For
just checking
real.
in on you," and it's like, "Wow." It's like she has 2 kids now, bro. She's married. It's like Vegeta will whoop your ass.
For real.
He got that gun locked and loaded. But no, it's
But Vegeta is such a simp for Bulma, though.
like when she got smacked by Beerus straight up. I thought he was
Don't touch my Bulma.
straight up. I thought he was gonna whoop Beerus, but no, he almost did it for a split second.
Did for a few seconds.
Split second.
And then she literally said, I won't take a bath with you. And Vegeta's like, stepped down. I'm like, dude, you are such a simp.
That-
Like, you rather take a bath and then
not know that was real till I watched it. Like, he's fighting a whole ass fight with the Demon King. All of a sudden, Bowman's like, you know what? If you're not stopping this fight right now, I'm not ever taking a bath with you. He's like, y'all can take it from here.
I'm like, dude, you sipping hard.
Like, dude, my man has standards.
The standards of seeing that non-booty in the she ain't got no booty.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
they over-sexualized a lot of characters too in Dragon Ball. So, like, Android 18, Lexi don't like it, and they over-sexualize Android 18 and her figure, making her, like, ginormous.
They sexualize all of them. I'm still like in the camp of like when guys say Android 20, like 21 is so hot. I'm like, she's 5.
Oh my god,
Like, she's 5.
Freaking Gohan is like, and I'm 6.
Oh god, no! Like when
Like
people
guys
say,
got their whole fat bank of 21 and all these androids. I'm like, you know, she's like 5 and the other one's like 10. I'm like, y'all are weird.
oh, you know, when you say that, it makes them feel dirty. It's like, oh my god.
I enjoy seeing them get squeamish.
It's like,
But like she was built in the age of like being 25, but she's 5.
I can't even argue with that, but yeah. Even when people say that, I'm like, wait, there's some things in this universe we don't talk about, but we don't want to know. And that's one of them.
Nope. If you sipping off of someone who was truthfully minor, a baby, just because they look like an adult, that's gross. That's like the whole thing with Jewelry Bonnie. She is 12.
Oh god. Yeah. Oh god, my mind's blown right now. Yeah.
All of your anime waifus, you are getting arrested because they are underage.
It's like, no, like the police open your door, knocked on it, they're like, hey, do you know this person? And it's like, you showed me your anime poster of 21. You're like, yeah, that's my wife. Cool. Well, she's gonna see you get arrested because she is 5. And it's like, go ahead. But no. If I had to think about what they should do next with Dragon Ball, I think they should do like what they do in Marvel's What If. They should do a Dragon Ball What If.
I don't really think they can do a what ifs because they're just gonna do it.
Bro, talking about Dragon Ball What Ifs, do y'all remember this game called Raging Blast on the like consoles? There was actually some What If episodes in there, if I'm correct.
Well, oh, I did not know that. Like, huh.
No,
I'm
yeah,
saying
they did like the whole Gogeta and Vegito thing there. They did I think it was Super Saiyan 3 like Broly versus somebody, but no, they had a lot of episodes in that game.
I would like to see, like, say, for instance, Trunks. What if Trunks stayed in the past? What if Bardock raised Kakarot? What if Perfect Cell survived? Stuff like that.
Oh, okay, nah. This game is just like pure fighting stuff, so no, we're not gonna get stories from that.
Like if it's gonna be a what if, I kind of want to see like all of Goku's other kids actually get raised by Goku and see how that turns out.
Not Piccolo, him. And it's like,
Gohan's gonna be screwed.
Piccolo
Like
is
me,
straight up dad.
I would want to see. I would like want to see more of a backstory on the androids before they became the androids.
That would actually be really cool.
Right? Like,
I don't think that would work too much with 21 or 16. It would definitely work. 21 or Jiro, because we kind of already have his backstory.
Backstory. We did get a little bit of Jiro's backstory though.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We already have his backstory.
Right.
What's that pinball headed android? Was it 20?
19.
19. I think it's 19.
He creeps me out.
You say
I think
19
that's
creeps you
thing,
out.
right?
Yeah, Jiro's 20. Jiro is Android 20. 19 was the like little like Chinese style looking thing.
Yeah, that was the pinball head. Like, he creeps me out.
Little clown looking thing, yeah.
If I remember correctly, that was based off of his little Chinese dolls that he had, and one of them looked like Android 19.
Huh.
And Dr. Jiro had it, and I mean, I guess that's a way to look at a model. Like, I wonder what I can use the basis of what my Android looked like. Oh, look, my little Chinese doll on the shelf.
So I get 16, 17, and 18. They were all like android, meaning like human and robot.
Yeah.
Then where's the rest of them coming? Because a lot of them were straight robot. Like 16 in the end came more robotic than actual like human in robotics.
Well, like I think 16 was just actually created. I don't
Yeah.
think
He had a human basis.
But he had too much of like a humanoid personality to feel
yeah,
more like an android.
but
Right.
17 and 18 were actually human before Jiro kidnapped them and did that.
Hmm.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are the backstories I would really want to see.
Like back when
What's going on with that?
they were Lazuli and Lapis, which was their human names, was Lazuli and Lapis. And like I would just love to see like what happened to him. Like how did he get him to come, or did it'd just be a really interesting story. And then we got what was the movie Super Android 13.
Yeah.
Um, and we got a taste of a few more androids, but we didn't get the full like thing yet,
Like the roster, like because it goes into like
Like
the Red Ribbon Armies, like that story, but it's still missing so many plot holes.
that would be another thing. It's like another whole red ribbon like story, like from the start of it, and showcase every android.
Yeah. It's,
Hmm.
man, the Red Ribbon Army was like, I feel like that's one of Goku's greatest enemies is the androids. And I don't know. Like, I would like to, like, they also said in the Cell debrief that Android 17 did. He said he would like to see a movie done like about 17 to 18, but he would also like to see a limited amount, like a limited series, Scooby Doo style, of Android 17 at the Park Ranger island of his. I mean, I think that'd be pretty cool. I mean, just him fighting poachers every week, like different ones.
Bro, I would have really. I don't know, like this is completely out of like topic, but there's this thing like this game called Dead by Daylight that actually like has a whole story as to like character lore. I would have liked to have like at least read what happened to like like just like Lexi said, Lapis and Lazuli. I would have loved to have read up, even if it's just in like writing format, what happened to some of these like androids as well, because we all know that Android 16 like came from like an army of sorts. And then we don't know anything about 17 or 18, but I would have really enjoyed to have at least read what happened to them like before they were androids.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I even had a guy like the last day of the con came up to me and he goes, your question was really good because I brought up the same thing I just said, and he goes, I would love to see that. I'm like, well, I'm not a writer, but
I
I
mean,
go, if I had my way, I go, trust me, it'd be done. It'd be in the works.
yeah, the voice actor for Android 17 said he would love to have a standalone Android 17 series about Scooby Doo style poachers fighting on his island and seeing the life of 17 beyond the tournament of power.
I even brought that up to when I was standing in line to meet Meredith. We were talking to Android, the guy who plays Android 17. And like after I brought up some of my ideas, he picks up his phone. He goes, "Hello, Japan." I started laughing.
Chuck humor.
Bro, like he also said, well, Lexi said brought up a point saying they shouldn't be like how they're Super 17, right?
Hmm.
She said that they shouldn't be super. They should be either max, like Android 17 or 18 max, or Android 17 plus.
Yeah, because they're their own race. They're not saying race. Like shouldn't be able to use super. I think they're more since they're more machine. Max or plus would be the best way to use it.
What you think?
Hmm.
I mean,
I
we
mean, I
got
I
Cell
kind of
personally.
do agree with that. It's just how they do the leveling is so weird to me because it's like, oh, Super Saiyan, Mega Saiyan, all of that. I'm like,
They should come up with better names. I'll be honest. Like they can come up with better names, but
And you
no.
got to think like the androids can never stop learning. Like that's what they're. It's endless.
But yeah, it's like I don't know. But y'all both Nico and Lady Z, y'all both went to kahamaecons before in the past, right?
Oh yeah, almost all of them.
What was it like for all of that?
Beginning Kamiya cons, they started off small because obviously beginner con.
Yeah.
It was actually I don't remember where exactly the convention was held, but it was like held in a very small, like three-story convention. Like the first few years, my bad English, I can't speak it. Um, and I don't know if you guys have heard, but like, there's other conventions that use that exact same convention center, and people keep talking about like, oh, it's very crowded. We've been waiting outside for, our passes for like 3 hours, and it's just like that's how small the convention center was. But my absolute favorite like Kamehacon ever has to be the one from 2 years ago in 2023 because not only was it taking place at a hotel area that had a convention center, the hotel was literally in the exact same building. You just had to go into an elevator upstairs or downstairs to your bedroom, and then you just go back down to the first floor and go straight across, and the convention was there. That's how easily accessible it was. Like, I don't understand why they moved it to NJ and why they had it at Atlantic City of all places, but that setup was just wonderful. I loved all of the Kamehacons in Texas. And not the first ones too much. I did enjoy like all of the interactions with like that's where I got to meet Vic Mignogna. That's where I got to meet like Damian Clark for the first time, and then met a whole bunch of like other Dragon Ball fanatics. But my absolute favorite one has to be 2023. That shit was bomb.
Uh, so my take on it, just as a convention itself, it was a little bit lackluster. So
Hmm.
I go to at least 2 to 3 cons a year because I am a big cosplayer. I go to multiple cons. Like I'm
Mhm.
actually prepping for Otakon right now.
Right.
Like for what they were doing, they should not have picked that type of venue. And it felt more like a 1 day con compared to a 3 day con and what you're spending versus what you're getting.
Right.
Hmm.
So it was
Yeah,
just
Yeah.
like I love the fact that you can meet all the voice actors and they were so close that it makes you want to interact with them more. But when it came to just being in the convention space alone, it was half-hearted, like in the nicest
Yeah.
way possible.
It,
Like
it, it
you have
didn't.
the main
Mhm.
events with a panel, so they're pretty much talking over each other. But then on right behind that, you have what you're gonna call a dealer's den, but there's only like maybe like 50 venues, and then you're closing it at 6. So 2 to 6, and then 12 to 6. So for
Right.
3 days, it's closing at 6. Like that wasn't what I'm paying for. Like you're not counting for all the people that came out of state, paid like the
Mhm.
Super Saiyan crest, which
Yeah.
was like 200 and something dollars. So
Not. Mhm.
just adding that's like $1,000 for what essentially is a 1 day con, it wasn't worth it. And
Yeah.
I
especially
feel bad saying that, but it's like
even I
feedback from
said that
someone who goes to
too.
a lot
I'm
of
like,
cons.
even I said that too. I'm like, we got the VIP passes, and I'm like, I just don't see what like. I mean, yeah, we got like the little like kind of got to cut in line and stuff like that, but it really didn't matter anyway. I mean, you were
Yeah,
still
not to
waiting.
mention the shirts from the last time that they had Kamehacon was way better than this Kamehacon shirt. Like
We didn't
Like
We
get
this was
didn't
literally
get
my first
shirts.
Kamehacon ever. I went there like as a favor to a friend, and it kind of makes me not want to go back, which is really bad for a con. Because I at least give a con at least once or twice, but
hmm
this one I kind of don't want to go back. Like I love the fact that it was on the East Coast, so I could actually experience it. But for what they did, like Atlantic City, that convention center, like the payments, it just kind of it killed it.
yeah.
I hope they do it in Texas next year. Like people are saying, I really hope that's the case and they learn their lesson. And
Mm.
Like I'm not saying take it away from the East Coast because it does make it more accessible for like the people like I love traveling, but price wise, trying to go to Texas is way too expensive at the moment. So like
Well, I mean, like we
yeah,
drove 16 hours. Like I
Like,
live in
and I'm
Illinois.
like, I applaud y'all to that because, like, I drove 5 hours because I live in Pennsylvania and I was going to Jersey, and
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
like, I don't ever want to drive to Jersey again.
No, yeah, I don't either. Like, I actually, this was like a whole like vacation getaway for me because that was actually my birthday week. Like that Wednesday, the
Oh
11th, was my
no.
birthday. So I was staying in North Carolina. I was visiting my boyfriend and their relatives. And then I flew out to Pennsylvania to be able to go to Philly and then go to, New Jersey to be able to do that. And I had to fucking have I drove in a car for 3 hours just to be able to get to my Airbnb for the entire weekend. It
Seriously,
sucked.
I stayed
Yes.
like right next to the beach, but the hotel I was in, it was crap. Like everything was like
No.
some relatively walking distance. Like that is like an old person's vacation area, or
Yeah,
people
we
who
stayed
don't
at
have enough money to
Bally's.
go to like Virginia Beach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we were at Bally's and like we were gonna go to the after party, but like I would have had to pay to go get the car out. And then I'm like, no, that's just more money than I want to spend.
Y'all,
I
as a
wanted to go to
person
the
that
after
went to
party,
the
but it just made it like you go to the after party, but the after party is only like 3 hours, and then you have to go. No, it was only like an hour or two to go to bolt mini golf, and you're paying for the mini golf. I was like,
Right.
I don't
Yeah,
feel like
is it
spending
worth
any more
it?
money.
That
No.
Yeah.
sucked because they were saying it was going to be free admission if you had like your badge with you, but we
Yeah.
ended up paying like $30 for it.
For the mini golf or the after party?
The after party mini golf.
No, that see,
Not
I
See,
to
stayed
like,
in my
and,
room.
and that goes back with the whole pass thing. Like, yeah, we got the passes, but I didn't like really realize anything that the pass gave you. You know?
It so when I talked to the person, because we got given the passes because we just got the 3 day pass because I didn't really see the point in that. So we at least tried to get like see what the perks was. They said it was only 2 posters and a bag. I was like, yay, $230 for 2 posters and a bag.
exactly.
Right.
And then they wanted to sell them to the regular con goers after the fact. So I'm like, this isn't even exclusive.
You're right.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I hope that they do it next year in Texas, just because like I experienced it in New Jersey. I want to see if it's any different in Texas.
It is, trust me.
And yeah, but it was interesting for the first time experiencing it. I mean, a Dragon Ball Z convention is by itself, just the sound of it seems pretty cool.
I'm telling
Like
you, oh,
my take
dude.
on it is like with the name Dragon Ball Z, aka kahamaecon, you're going to get fans. It's like the whole thing with Blurred. Just because of the name, people want to go.
It was
Right.
way bigger in Texas. I like even there was more people that were selling stuff. Like they had a huge area for like vendors in Texas. And oh my God, but when I saw the vendors in NJ, I got very, very, very sad because there was maybe 3 or 4 times the vendors in Texas in the 2023 ComeaCon that I went to. Way bigger venue, way bigger area for vendors to actually go in and sell their stuff, and it was packed. It was always packed for all 3 days. That's initially the reason why I even wanted to travel to New Jersey to be able to go to this ComeaCon because I'm like, oh, they're probably moving because they need a bigger venue or they want to like have other people in the East Coast like try to experience it for themselves. It wasn't as good as the previous ComeaCons, honestly. If I spent on the Ultra Instant Pass, which was like the top tier, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth the $250 that I paid for, unfortunately. Like it felt so half-assed.
That's what I was feeling, and I'm like, okay, I am going to a con out of my normal rotation. It better be worth all the money I'm spending.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, if you were
Because
actually
like
going to the
what I was
Texas
pretty much,
one,
yeah. No, you're good. Like so, what I spent there is what I typically would have spent at like um well close to Katsu, and that was for like 3 nights at a 4 nights at a hotel, gas, food, and like that's what I spend like on a lower end Katsu, and I spent upwards to $1,000, and I spent like 800 for this convention.
Right.
mm-hmm. Not to
Yeah.
mention that in prior kahamaecon conventions, they actually had their own specific rooms to be able to do like the whole panels for the voice actors to be able to like talk about their experience for Dragon Ball. In this one, it was just in one big room. I didn't like it.
I didn't like that either. I expect them to do it like in sections, and it's like it was just in together, and it's like you can hear the other panels when you're trying to listen to the one certain panel.
Hmm. And then it doesn't help that it's in a big vendor area and people are already talking over the panels that are going on. And not to mention that like I know this because I, participated in it. There is a whole ass gaming center like to your back that are like having games going on. You got people like talking, you got people yelling because of all the shit going on. And I didn't like it. It was too much overlapping on top of other people
Like
like
they didn't even
talking,
use that whole
speaking.
area.
They did it.
So if you went all the way towards the back where like
The cars.
Brooke was, no, like Android 17, and all of them were sitting behind them,
Yeah,
they
Yeah.
still had like another whole area back there. They could have put the
Yeah, I
panels
saw
back
that
there.
too.
I noticed that.
Oh yeah, like I noticed that when we were standing by Trunks, and like there was just so much room. They could have expanded that thing a hell of a lot more.
Yeah, I know that like I've heard the Atlantic City Convention Center, they have huge cons that go there. So when they buy that space, it's a lot of money. So why would you pick that particular like convention center if you're not going to use what they have?
No,
Right.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
again.
Like my
So
whole thing is I'm not about the money, and I'm like, but I'm calculating everything because it's like I didn't really have a good time. So I'm like thinking about it as price wise.
Yeah,
right.
there out of all the stuff there though, I think it was like one of my favorite things was meeting a lot of the cosplayers, and
Yeah.
how
No,
nice
yeah,
everybody
connection was
was.
nice.
No, like talking to everybody, that was fun. That was nice. Like getting to really like have conversations with the voice actors. Like that's
Oh yeah.
awesome.
Well,
Like
I
that,
met
I will never
Meredith.
say that was a
Meredith
down.
was who plays Android 18. She was walking around the cards the first day we got there. And she turned around and looked at me and she goes, I love your cosplay. What's, fangirl moment right there. And,
Like I
like,
just found
I
it funny
started
because I
talking
was
to her.
oh no, sorry, not trying to talk over you.
You're good.
No, I found it funny because like Friday we got there. Besides like the waiting, I was Yoroichi, so I'm just walking around looking at everything. I'm like, this is hilariously small, but like everybody's so close knit and
I
laughing that
know.
it's I like it.
Oh, it was so humiliating. Like, I
Oh,
honestly thought they were going to take up the entire convention center, just like Dallas Fan Expo was. Like, Dallas Fan Expo was like the fucking hugest convention in like Dallas that I've seen. They have like 2 or 3 levels of convention center that is literally packed every single day for the weekend. I thought that was what's going to happen. God, it was really disappointing.
I don't understand the 6 o'clock close time.
I didn't either. I thought that was kind of. Oh no. But
Because literally they turned the lights off on us because we were in the middle of trying to like purchase some prints and talking
Me
to like one of
too.
the artists. They turned the lights off. I'm
they
like,
turned the lights
okay.
off on y'all.
Yes, they literally said the best way to put it is like you ain't got to go home, but you got to leave, get out of here.
I was in the
Because that's
middle
like
of
how they
buying
turned the
like
lights off.
I was in the middle of buying a self print, and I'm like, okay. I was in the middle of like pay for it, and then the lights went off. I'm like, seriously?
Did you still get your cell print though?
Yeah, and
Okay,
signed, by the way.
Oh, nice.
But you know,
Yeah.
it's just like, really?
Right.
Yeah, like that was
Yeah.
just weird.
I mean, all in all, though, I mean, I did enjoy myself. I was just expecting a lot more of it because I've been to Comic Cons before and anime cons, and but
Yeah.
I was just expecting more from it.
No, yeah. As a person that went to almost all of the ConventionCons prior, I was expecting a lot too, but you know, that was like single-handedly one of the worst conventions that I went to next to Retropalooza when it was at that one Arlington Convention Center.
Uh, so if it went back to Dallas, Texas, you think it'd be better?
Absolutely. If they went back to the venue at the Marriott that they did in 2023, we even had access to a pool there, bro. Like everybody that bought out like their rooms in the Marriott there, they literally had access to a
Mhm.
pool. They had a pool contest where people would come in as dressed as bunnies or in their suits and their like, swimsuits and they'd win money for it. There was like so much there. There was a bar. There was a place where you could go eat right there, literally the little bar area. There was a pool. There was a whole bunch of like panel rooms that are like, big enough to be able to like have all these people go in there to listen to all the panels. And then separately was this huge ass venue for all the vendors. I don't know why they moved it to Atlantic City and that specific convention. It was just not worth it. It was way better in Texas. That one specific venue in the Marriott was absolutely wonderful. It was goated. I loved it.
Right. Uh, so who did y'all meet voice actor wise while y'all were down there?
It goes to show just how much I like this character. But Sel always gets my money. I'm sorry, Damien always gets my money. Although I have had like met like Teen Gohan's voice actor. I've met I forgot which Goku I met that signed my Vegito. But every single Kamehacon and every single convention that I go to that I see Damian Clark, I make a point to go and like, spend on him. But Damian Clark was the only person that got my money there, and a couple of vendors where I bought my cell print from, and then there was this really cute lady that had like bird prints that I bought from too.
Yeah, Lexi told me at the last day, she's like, I'm a little disappointed they didn't have many Android 18 figures there, but
Yeah, I'm a big Android 18 collector. Go figure. Once again. I was like, I mean, they had two, and I already have them. I'm like, it's a Dragon Ball con, at least, like, But
Oh
I
my god.
literally drove, like how you say, you just go for sale. I literally drove 16 hours to go see Meredith. Um,
Hmm.
and she was so nice when I told her I drove 16 hours to come and see her. She gave me a free print off the table and signed it for me.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
like, I'm like, I thought, like, I'm
it's
like, that was
absolutely
really
like the
cool.
sweetest.
She was like, because like we seen her, we got there kind of late on day one, so I'm like, let's just hurry up, get our cosplays on, and go get our passes and everything else. That
Right.
way we don't have to deal with it tomorrow. Um, and we got there, we walked around a little bit, and then we seen her just standing. She wasn't at her booth; she was just walking around. And I'm like, dude, that's Android 18. And she let us come on over there and ask her questions and talk to her. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that was kind of cool. And then I told her I'd be like the first one in her line the next day. And sure as heck, Saturday I was the first. I was waiting for her.
Nico, who did you meet at ConventionCon?
Um, Tempo. He's so big.
Oh, you met Topo?
Yes,
That
Oh, he's cool.
that dude
he's
was like
so big and so
that
like he gives off Sully vibes.
Oh god.
Like So I am only 5'4", and he's almost 7 foot. I literally felt like Boo hugging Sully.
Straight up, it's like when he put on that cowboy hat, he's like, and he starts saying, "Come join the Prod Troopers." I'm like, oh my god. Everything okay?
Um,
That was weird.
yeah,
That was very weird.
I
I think
thought
it's
about
Sorry, I
that.
think
I was literally looking around thinking, I'm like, am I about to be abducted by aliens? I was, thinking, I was literally like waiting to see if anyone responded. And if I seen green lights in my background on my computer, I was about to flip my shit.
No, but like I
I
was
think my
saying
phone might be too.
for next year, like if we all go again next year, that we should all kind of like team up and like, if anybody needs help with like cosplay shit, we can help each other. I think
no,
that'd be
yeah,
fun.
we could def do that.
I mean, maybe in his
I'm
case,
still
it'd be more
debating
fun
if
with.
I want to go for next. Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry, my headphones are going in and out.
Oh, you're good. You're good. But I was just saying, like, it's more fun with friends. I'll be honest when you go and
Hmm.
stuff like that, and that's why I'm saying, like, if we all joined together or like had a group, it'd be more fun. The experience would be. I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like going to cons is always more fun with friends and all that. Going solo kind of makes it lackluster.
It's like you don't know what you want to do. It's like you don't got any like your Jiminy Crickets are just not even there. It's like, what do I want to do? It's like, what do I want to buy? It's like, help me.
I actually went solo to either the second or third kahamaecon. I don't remember, and I can agree with y'all there. It is kind of like weird if you go in solo, but afterwards I did have friends that come with me, and this last kahamaecon, like the one that we're talking about right now, I did actually have like my boyfriend and another friend with me, so it was way funner with friends, especially your significant other.
Oh yeah, it's it was a good time. Like we can admit, like if y'all had to rate this con 1 to 10, what would y'all rate it?
Yeah. I don't want to be like harsh, but I give it a 2.5 out of 5 stars.
Out of 10, 1 to 10 for me, I give it a 5, maybe a 5.5 compared to a
I would
10.
give it a 4, but the people that we met along the way, definitely 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For people wise, I would give it probably a 5. Voice actors like a 10. Con 2.5 out of 10.
I thought you were gonna say 3. I swear. I was like, a 3.
Like out of 10, you get about a 2.5.
You get
Just
a two and
because
a
of the
half.
voice actors. If it didn't have that, it's more like a 1.
You get a 2.5.
More like one.
Good. But no, it's like, I mean, they can. There's definitely some things they can improve, and I hope they learn their lesson from and take notes from what people have been saying all over. If you look at their group on Facebook, they've been saying, "Why did y'all move? Why did y'all move?" It's like they really don't give you a reason, and it's
I mean,
like,
I personally, for me, just out of like, know, I don't know how to explain it or put it in English, but I think they just did it so that other people had access to it that always complained about going to Texas and spending money there. So just out of like the kindness from my own heart and just like the deepest, most like happy portions of my brain, I'd like to put it. I think they did it so that it had more access to people, like, out in the East Coast, so that
yeah.
they could experience Kamehacon. That's how I'd like to put it, or how I'd like to see it.
I mean, yeah, but maybe they will go back to the regular roots in Texas because, and one thing I wanted to see while I was down there at the cosplay was either a Piccolo or a Kid Buu.
Well, we did get like a skinny Majin Buu though.
We wanted a Kid Buu, like the. That's
No
what
big
we
old kid. No, the cosplays in Texas were insane. I like to think that all the conventions in Texas are really, really good because Funimation has their headquarters there.
Okay, yeah. That
Not
makes
to mention that Dallas is also the heart of anime sometimes as well, just like California has like Bang Zoom, and then New York also has its own hub of conventions for or especially New York City Comic Con. Obviously, Dallas is not only like the biggest state in the United States, it has a lot of people in it too. So I think that's a factor that made it even better for the convention to stay in Dallas because we already had a whole bunch of people there. The venues are like 10 times better, except the one that they started at. It was kind of small, but again, beginner. Um,
sense.
venues are bigger there. We got a whole bunch more population there. Biggest state in the entire United States. It's perfect.
Right. But we're about to reach our hour mark, and I wanted to thank all of y'all for coming on today.
Of course.
Of course, and
Once again, it was nice meeting you.
It was
Actually
nice meeting you
talking.
too.
and
Oh.
like we said, if you want to meet up with us for the next con and hopefully Texas, then just let us know.
Yes. Yeah, y'all have my Instagrams now. Y'all are free to DM me whenever y'all want. I am gonna be a little like occupied here, like for the first like month or two since I recently moved in here. But y'all can hit me up on Instagram whenever y'all want, especially when kahamaecon is in the talks again.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, Nico, thank you for joining us as well, and I'm glad
Yeah,
that.
I think I got booted real quick.
No, you didn't get booted, but no, it's like I'm glad y'all told us your experience, and hopefully people take notes for next time.
Yeah.
But we will talk to y'all later, and y'all have a good day.
All right.